all if this is going to be a 2-0. So hopefully B&K can get it all together. As Ezreal taken away from Viper, I think we've been talking about Viper's Ezreal quite a bit so far this week.
Oh, so they're not going the tree strategy that T1 had. T1 series, a lot of power picks are left open because they were kind of target banning Peanut. But it looks like B&K Fearx not going that direction right now. They will ban Tristana as well. So do Honolife Esports match with the Corki? Are they worried about the likes of the Sejuani?
I think Sejuani seems like a decent ban to me. Unless they want to bait it out so they can Ivern it. Could be an opportunity here as the Renekton is going to be taken away.
Yeah, they won't let blind pick, fierce pick Renekton come through. None of that.
Yeah. Look, it did happen. It lost, but it looked like it was winning until it lost, you know?
Yep. Well, you know, technically Tristana's going mid lane, but a lot of AD carry focus on these bans. Respect towards Viper, not wanting to give him too much power. Question is, do you want to ban Corki? Do you want to ban Sejuani? Do you want to leave them open so that B&K Fearx can only take one of them, you can take the other?
Yeah, do you ban Vi or something like that to deny, you know, Talia Vi rotation on 2-3 on blue or something like that? There are a few different things that they could look towards here as the timer is going to tick down. There's the Ashe ban to come through instead. Definitely a high priority pick and will be taken away.
Question comes, do you want to take the Corki? The thing is, there's still a lot of jungle, like the Maokai's up and available. I feel like if you take the Sejuani, Honolife Esports are still going to get a good jungle pick. But then you could be really worried about leaving the Sejuani open, and Honolife could take like Sejuani Yone could be pretty scary.
Yeah.
The Vi actually going to come through from B&K Fearx, so prioritizing the jungle, but not the one we necessarily expected.
Yeah, and I do like this though, because it goes sort of... It's about the rock, paper, scissors that you're playing, because of course Sejuani has been seen as a first pick, but oftentimes it's with Vi banned. Vi actually has a decent matchup into it, and so we'll see whether Peanut is happy to take the other side, or if it's a tree available, tree picked up. Perhaps that's just what it is.
Yeah, I mean they're hovering, but they don't need to lock it now because Vi's already been secured. So
yeah, true.
Take the Corki and the Cassante, two powerful picks. Now B&K Fearx, you could just take Talia here.
Yep. I think it almost has to happen,
yeah,
right?
Strong combo. I honestly think one of the best picks in the game into Cassante. Obviously, you're not laning into it, but just Talia in the game kind of holds him accountable with all his dashing and stuff.
Yeah.
And we'll see what B&K Fearx up to take on this third pick. If they want to match the top lane pick now, they kind of have to take it. But I don't think the priority is that high to do so.
Okay.
They opt to go for it. They go for the Gnar. I'd have thought maybe an 80 carry pick could have been good with the fact the pool's already been thinned. But they want to make sure a good matchup comes up through for clear. And I imagine Honolife Esports, they could just take a jungle pick for Peanut. They could take the tree.
Yep.
Or they could look to prioritize a bot laner and then ban away picks in that area.
Ooh. Morgana jungle could be coming through here, and there it is. So Morgan going to be picked up.
You know, actually really annoying to play Vi into.
Yeah, and Talia.
That whole we're going to just press our buttons and you die combo, significantly less effective against a Black Shield.
Yeah. And you also don't break it if you're the Vi either. At least Talia's shove is going to remove the shield as it goes off. Of course, still going to mitigate the CC in the majority of cases unless you can line up a volley in the meantime. But really, really cool pick here for Peanut, and he already brought out the Fiddlesticks. He is the one that's been picking up a lot of these weird and wonderful picks. This has been seen in the LCS, I believe, a couple of weeks ago, or a few weeks ago. Did come on through there, but it's the first time we've seen it here in the LCK. Looking forward to seeing how it's going to go, as Leona taking away the Varus also off the table. And there are not very many 80 carries left up.
There really isn't.
Are we getting towards Caitlyn ban territory? Like, what's happening?
Oh, I mean, there's also, like, Morgana, even though Morgana Caitlyn is a lane together, Morgana and Caitlyn just on the same team is very scary to go up against. They end up going for the Xayah. I don't want to deal with Zyra Khan.
I would love to see a Caitlyn pick.
Yeah, they could go for it and keep the support pick open. In theory, you could flex the Morgana support, but chances are you're not going to do that. You're just going to keep it in the jungle. But it keeps that option alive, which is a bit scary for B&K Fearx. Especially for Duro, like picking an engage pick when there's a Morgana on the other side feels horrible. But looks like they're not going to go in that direction. Okay. Viper leaning towards the Kai'Sa. Bit of follow-up on that CC the composition has. And now B&K Fearx really, I mean, I guess things like Lucian are a possibility. Ziggs is still a thing, but might be quite heavy AP. Senna, still an option. I'll go for Senna Nord, so... You know, this isn't as powerful as it used to be. Opportunity also nerfed, which hit Senna quite a bit. That was an item she relied on heavily. But the Black Shield, very frustrating to play against for the side of BNK FearX.
Bit of delight fun times, but instead, he's just going to go back to doing what he likes. I imagine a Rakan option could be coming in here, but he does have quite a few different ones that he can head towards, and the Rel is what he's going to choose. The Metal Horse Pants going to be coming in. And as all the dust settles, I'm looking at BNK FearX's composition, and you're exactly right. If this was like a few months ago, I'd be like, wow, this is unbeatable. Why is Gnar in the game? But now I'm feeling like, oh, it makes sense that Gnar's in the game, but the other things are not necessarily as dangerous as they used to be outside of the Vitalier, which I still think is very, very strong. And on the Humble Life Esports side, it's Peanut who's cooking, and that is always something that you want to see. Zeka on more of a Zeka-flavored Corki, and Doran isn't going to be able to do too many weird things on Cassante.
Yeah, I feel like this is a game where Humble Life Esports have such a fast clearing jungler into the Vi that if they set the pace of the game, which they can very much do so, it's going to be really hard to compete. But on the other side, if they kind of leave things to get to later, if the mid game goes well for BNK FearX, that Senna will become a problem after a certain point. The Talia continues to be strong in the later stages of the game, so a delicate game, but realistically, I think Humble Life Esports, you know, I'm looking at Peanut on this Morgana, the fast clears, the ability to set up ganks. If he finds that momentum, it's going to be very favorable towards them.
Yep. Are they being invited? They're just like, they're the Busan, the pilots, so they're just like flying down to visit their bank over and over again?
I guess.
It's pretty cute. Not entirely sure of the full context, but I don't think we necessarily needed it. That was a cool fan sign. As a couple of purple ladies and a few extras here for Humble Life Esports to see whether they can get it done with Morgana's debut. Let's jump onto the Rift. All right, here we are, ladies and gentlemen, onto the Rift for game number 1 of BNK FearX versus Humble Life Esports. It's going to be Peanut's 8th unique champion.
Wow.
In the Morgana. Still going for the Dark Harvest here. Seen a few new schools of thought to come on through, but still going to be something that he's looking for. And maybe one of the reasons why we're seeing the Kai'Sa come in instead of the Morgana is they're not too sold on Morgana's soul AP. Maybe they don't necessarily like that quite as much.
Yeah, I think it makes sense. I think a big reason Kai'Sa has risen in priority is the fact that she is just that hybrid damage that makes itemization tricky.
Wait for the ward to go down, and then walk over the top of it.
Yeah, Peanut's going to clear the Raptors here. Stealing the Raptors from Raptor.
Oh, no.
Feels a bit personal.
That's how you do the most mental damage.
Yep.
You got to take that namesake away. Wait until Krug starts playing.
And now this is where it gets a bit uncomfortable because Corki is so strong early, and if Zeka has a good early lane, it might be dangerous for Raptor to cross over into Peanut's topside jungle. Peanut's just going to continue clearing through, taking the red buff, but if he wants to sort of double back and defend his camps, he can, and then suddenly, you know, this is already a matchup where Morgana clears faster. If you end up losing out on that quadrant, it could just be game over, and you see the Krugs have been left, and Peanut's beelining. Raptor should be able to get the red, but you know Zeka's got prio, he's moving already, and Raptor has to give up on it. That's brutal.
No. Only went 1 camp to 1, and so isn't actually going to be able to get anything. So already Peanut camp lead, but also now he's back on his side of the map. Priority is there in mid lane especially, and that is the most important one. And now Peanut can just head towards a full clear. And it's feeling pretty good as the Morgana. As you already mentioned, I mean, this is one of the premier we can clear real fast junglers.
2 pools.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty silly how you can just permanently have it down.
Yeah, it's very powerful. We obviously saw Morgana once upon a time was super strong in the meta, and they did nerf her down from there. But with the introduction of Faded Ashes, very comfortable again.
Yep. pretty sure Peanut was pretty top of the meta when it came to playing in the Morgana jungle era as well. It was one that did partake. And of course, always been a little bit of a savant when it comes to what can be played in the jungle.
Yep.
Lulu jungle coming to mind, of course. Him and Spirit being the ones.
Jungle as well.
Yeah.
Back when that was the thing.
Oh, yeah.
Dark times.
It certainly was. I had a mate back in Australia who just played almost solely Ezreal jungle whenever he was jungling. So I was well aware that it was a thing and it was possible. Just never thought I'd see it in pro. Thought I'd see this one as Delight is going to dive out of the brush. Dura going to have to try and dredge line his way out. Viper taking a few autos there from Henna, but that is going to be a teleport forced pretty early here in this bottom lane.
Yeah, good play. Don't have quite the damage to cut through him, but already building up a CS lead in the bot lane.
Now Raptor is the one that's coming around. Finds the Vault Breaker onto Delight. Henna moving on up here, and now there's the Dark Binding. Oh dear. Over the wall goes Zeka, but he is going to get stunned up by the rocks. Still, Closer has to flash.
The Black Shield a little late, so the stun comes through on Zeka. Closer survives, but pressure's still there.
Is Raptor going to win the battle? That's all right. Snare does come through.
Raptor secured.
There we go. Raptor secures the Raptors. Everything is balanced once more. And we still, like, another non-Earth Corki user.
Yeah.
I love seeing this.
The Wild is healing.
Yeah. It might be, actually, honestly, because the rockets aren't the main thing about Corki anymore, I think we might see a few more Toboggan Corki.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense. You know, getting the sneaky stealth rockets nowhere near as important.
It's less important now. So
Never a fun feeling when you queue over to a camp and it's just not there.
Yep.
And now, you know, Raptor's in this position where does have a camp spawning on the top side, but behind him farms significantly compared to Peanut. And you see that the Krugs actually just spawned now. So timing a little bit off for Raptor, but Peanut is just power farming through, has the Faded Ashes now.
Faded Ashes boots on that back as well with a control ward feels pretty nice. Is now clear. Mega Gnar form, but Doran's going to stop his recall. He'd only just teleported back up. And so Clear actually having a pretty good time in this lane, as we can see. And so, you know, there's been a few kerfuffles, right? It's mainly the jungle that we've been focusing on, but the gold hasn't really shown anything of the early aggression that Peanut has shown. I think a lot of that to do with some advantages that we can see forming. I mean, the top side of the map was where one of them was. Clear's going to have a wave shoved into him. But I think that this might just be the story, right? Like, how much of this game can be under Peanut's control, and how many of these teamfights will be dictated by the Black Shielders? Yeah, this is really
How many pools can he spawn at a time? It looked like he was approaching 3. Not quite. Not quite yet.
What's it called now? Because it was Tormented Soil, but now it's not Soil anymore.
Is it not? No,
it's Tormented something else. And I kind of will always call it Tormented Soil, I'm pretty sure.
When did they change it?
It was when Morgana got the, like, mini update. So it was just before MSI 2020. Tormented Shadow is what it's called now. Thank you very much, G-Sun. Just to make sure you guys know that I would not look that up because it's not important to me. Tormented Soil is good enough.
Yeah, also, you know, when I played Morgana, it was... support.
Yeah.
Support Morgana, your W is like your most useless ability.
Yeah, you don't use that at all.
It's like, oh, I want some stacks, that's the only reason.
Yep. As Zeka is going to have some rocks thrown at him, but Closer is just going to be shackled and destroyed. That's one way to do it. Peanut just flashes in and presses the "you're going to get stunned unless you get out of this" button.
Yep, love that they capitalize on that flash that was burned earlier. And Peanut makes use of his to... Oh,
just let him get a camp. Just let him get a... Oh, wow. Top of the morning to you, Raptor.
I'm just going to be honest. I've seen people AFK for less.
Yes, absolutely. Crash down here into the bottom lane as Henna tries to get into the mist, but he's so incredibly low. Duro's really tanky, though. He's durable, as it were. Not able to get the kill, but still, Furex getting pushed away.
Yeah, Viper didn't quite have level 6 available. I thought we were going to see the Viper level 6 just ult in one-shot the center, but wasn't there yet. And BNK Furex managed to survive on the back of that one, although Henna loses both summoners there.
I feel like we're moving towards Peanut POG territory.
Yep, it started.
And remember, if you have cast your minds back to what that list looked like, it's Lucid Canyon, 600 right now. I believe Peanut with another POG would be able to match that. Junglers are plenty here. The Justice for Junglers week is certainly working out, as he does have to flash away from the seismic shove, but otherwise very clean. Speaking of which, this is Doran doing some Doran things. Unfortunately, just getting ganked towards his top lane, as Clear was tanking up this turret for quite some time. Zeka comes on over with a big one at the ready. I don't think they're going to be able to answer this, even though the health bars are somewhat low. Doran still just going to get punished, so...
No, we hit about this
1 for 1.
Before the game. You know, if Doran could just stop, like, the...
Yeah, I mean, this one was a little bit not as his fault, because it was like 3 guys
people,
up there,
yeah.
and he was just trying to be a top laner under a turret. So I'm not gonna call him out too much. It was hard to immediately get context of that straight out of the replay.
We'll leave Danny to call him out on that one.
Yeah, and Danny probably will.
Oh, hey, look, it's context.
There we go.
A little bit low on the health bar department. I think that's the main problem with this.
And didn't have the W for when the Gnar came out.
Yeah. In hindsight, maybe there is some blame towards Darn on this one. Yeah. It is what it is, though. Good gang coming out from BNK FearX. Still at a deficit in this matchup, but most of that's going to be in the jungle and the bot lane.
Yeah, Viper is still having a pretty good time. 26 above the Nautilus is kind of par for the course, I guess. Maybe you're doing all right, but I wouldn't say it's an eagle or anything like that, you know. Almost a birdie. Sort of halfway between par and birdie, I would say. So, Humble Life Esports probably looking for some of these mid-game fights to get Viper really amongst it. Isn't necessarily a one-item wonder on the Kai'Sa.
Yep, definitely 2 items, big spike to come through. I feel like as well, when you're playing the Kai'Sa with so much CC on your team, like you have 3 heavy CC champions, landing the W is so easy and just immediately getting the passive proc.
Oh, there's an ulti to get out of the way of the hook. I like that one for Viper, not actually going to be using the flash. Instead uses the ult in order to have a slightly lower cooldown. Pretty cool stuff.
Yep, keeps himself safe, got the auto in on Duro before going for that so he could reposition. Delight's been kind of hanging around towards mid lane.
Oh.
Next set of grubs are spawned. Raptors here, but I don't think you're a match for Peanut.
Yeah,
right now, whatever.
No, Peanut's had a vendetta towards Raptor. I don't know what Raptor said about Peanut's family, but it must have been mean.
Peanut's a very experienced jungler. He's killed a lot of Raptors in his day.
Peanut versus Raptor. I mean, this has been my job for more than 10 years. That's not true. It used to be Wraiths.
True.
So, I mean, Peanut actually didn't... Did Peanut start about the same time as the Wraiths turning into Raptors? That was 2014, wasn't it?
It was that long ago?
I think so. I think that was when the Rift was revamped, right? Yeah, so Peanut started about 2015, and so I believe the Raptors were already there by that stage.
Man, I feel so old.
So do I, right? Like, don't you feel like Wraiths were like half the age of League of Legends?
Yeah.
You know,
there's people who are playing League of Legends who've just never seen the old map.
Yeah. Yeah, or the old cursor.
That's the biggest travesty.
Yeah, it is the biggest travesty. Oh man, Doran manages to find it! One of the big Doran moments coming on in here as the Soul Shackles comes down, and Peanut just wanders past as the Gnar pops like a balloon. Humble Life Esports on the board, and Doran, that's one of the up moments.
Yep, and imagine, we would be talking about him in such a positive way if he also hadn't died earlier. But you got to balance to go with the bad. This play would not have happened if he hadn't got Tower Dome.
Hey, if you don't love me at my worst, you don't deserve me at my best, okay? That's what Doran says.
That's the truth. That's the truth. Yeah, sets up a fantastic play. Peanut gets a little freebie kill there. And he is really running away in this game.
Blackfire Torch done. He's also, oh god, Henna in so much trouble as Zeka raining the damage down. I mean, the Krug almost finished the job as camps seem to be working for Humble Life Esports as well.
Yeah, well, other than Raptor, who is working for BNK FearX.
Oh, that's almost a debatable line, as we are going to check this one out once again. Catches him.
Like max range nearly, and then drags him, the binding hits, and even gives over the kill.
Yeah. Beautifully done. I think, yeah. This is a setup for success, as we have said 1 or 2 times before. Doran now able to play a little bit more comfortably. It was a little bit of a rough time, but now that the armor's started to come in, he's feeling better and better. We do have to go back to the scaling conversation. BNK obviously have a lot of scaling options.
I think it's just rough into the Morgana, you know?
Yeah.
Like a lot of your threats, a lot of your tools really get shut down with the Morgana. I also think Senna's in this really weird spot where it's like, yes, she infinitely scales, but like...
You never get there.
You're so many levels behind for such a long time. Like, we'll get to this point where like Viper's level 16 and Henna's level 12. And it's like, well, you're kind of just useless in comparison. Yeah. And eventually, if you get like, you know, if you catch up in levels, you get a ton of souls, then yeah, sure. But it takes some time, and this fight, oh, Engage comes in.
Yeah, Hook gonna come on through there as Delight didn't manage to get the Aftershock active. That means that he goes down extraordinarily quickly. He's gonna have to go back. And this Drake should belong to FearX as the binding does come on in, but the smite is going to be there as Raptor was in range for it. So Mountain Drake going to be secured, and it's an Ocean Soul today. A lot of different souls that we've had.
A lot of variation.
Yeah, Infernal, Hextech, and Ocean now. It's probably our least impactful one that we've had so far today. Thankfully, Ox has been paying attention.
Yep.
No Susture in the chat necessary because there's no Chemtex.
As far as compositions go, not a terrible Ocean game. Like, I generally feel like bulkier teams get a good amount of benefit from the Ocean.
Yep.
Gives them time in the fights to actually use the healing, whereas squishy champs tend to just get popped. So quite a few people like the Nautilus, the Vi, the Gnar, the Cassante, the Morgana, the Rel, all going to get a decent amount of value if they secure that soul. But still a ways away. We see Home Life Esports obviously didn't manage to make much of that Dragon setup, moving up towards the Herald. Meantime, Claire probably should just be looking to take the spot tower, and without TP, I think the call for BNK FearX very clearly, let's not contest this.
Yeah. That's going to be Raptor just moving on over, trying to find where he can get something done as Delight parks himself in the Tri-Brush to see whether anyone is going to come up there and try and contest as, oh dear, Delight might be in trouble. Cease and desist comes down, and yes, that is a kill onto the Rel, but now Viper's found Henna, and he just assassinates him. And now Duro finds himself on the wrong side of this. How is Viper so incredibly strong already in this game? I don't know how he necessarily does it, and I don't even know whether they're out of the woods just yet. The Void Seeker going to come on through. There's the flash for the Acathian Rain. And that's just 3 kills. All of a sudden, Viper is a raid boss.
Yeah, he's online very quickly on the back of that play. He just walked to Henna and decided he was going to cut him down. Didn't even look vaguely difficult for him.
I'm sorry for saying that it wasn't one-item spike territory for the Kai'Sa, because I think it definitely was. 1.5 items, that's all you really need, and you're a monster.
Yeah, the ult landed, gets the invis and the buff from his E. Just one-shots the center before anything come out in return. DPSs through the Nautilus, and then an uncomfortable spot.
Oh, it's a perfect place to be fighting as well as the Kai'Sa, because all of the rain of Acathia is going to be landing on the opposition in the right way.
You know how you were talking about item spikes?
Yeah.
He's no longer do we have to talk about 1 item spikes, he's straight to 2.
Yes. So it's gotten worse.
Yeah, I mean, well, at least Henna has a...
Shoes.
Hearthbound axe.
Yes. And the red feather thingy.
Is that
whose name I never remember.
Rectrix?
Yeah, I don't know. It had an annoying name to remember, and so I just didn't even bother.
That is
just call it red feather thingy.
That's very valid.
Yeah.
You know, I respect you for that.
It's probably not a great way to do my job. I should have probably kept that one to
I definitely
myself.
feel less... I mean, it makes sense because we had a lot of the other components for a while. But the new components, like, what's the little tunneler drill thing called?
What?
There's like the little drill thing that, like, the Bruiser one.
Oh, I think it's the drill thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Oh, I think you had it nailed. Oh, well, I don't know what you're talking about.
I was just second guessing myself.
Yeah,
I was like,
you
there's
should.
no way it's called that.
You should never.
The drill thing, got it.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it builds in the spear item Raptor has.
Yeah. Clear has completed his ceiling fan in a triangle, which is pretty cool.
Oh,
that is the first item spike.
You know, we have a few triangle items, but you have to specify between the ceiling fan and the fidget spinner. Yeah,
there's the ceiling fan stuck in a triangle. Fidget spinner will be coming in for no one in this game. I normally just assume that there's going to be a Tristana. There isn't one.
Which I can say is very... We still have the Corki, but, you know, I'll take it.
Yep. All right, Peanut just wandering around. Raptor not going to be engaging onto anyone who's in range of the Morgana. You saw that when they went on Delight, it makes a lot of sense, right? Because there's no black shield to come on through. It's the only real time that you're going to find that value. So much of this game hinges on whether Peanut's positioning is good or whether B&K can find angles to catch them unawares.
And you know what? I feel like there's a lot of games where you have a Fed carrying the enemy team, but you're like, wait a minute. We have Vi, Nautilus, Talia. You're going to play the game. Well, the Black Shield just really makes it so hard for B&K FearX to team fight. So much of the composition is relying on the fact that they can just stop Viper from playing in the game.
Yeah.
That's just not going to work.
The worst part is, right, is that Viper gets those 3 kills. He's now mega fed, huge target on his back. But do you know what he also has? His Dark Binding is going to connect here as Raptor goes for the cease and desist and then just gets dragged underneath the turret. That's a Dark Binding for the last hit. And in the meantime, the bottom lane outer turret's going. I think the game is going the same direction as well, Ox. It's feeling like a little bit, yeah, circling the drain already for B&K.
It's not looking good.
Yeah, and what I was going to say wasn't all that good either, because now that Viper's fed, he not only when he presses his ult button to go in and assassinate Henna, he then gets that purple shield that makes him CC immune. He has his big Killer Instinct shield also, and he's super fed, so he does loads of damage. And so by the time those shields have been broken, everyone's dead.
Yeah, and also Viper has decided to go for a Dark Seal.
That's
confidence.
Yeah, if you want to do a vibe check, that's the vibe check. We've completed it. Vibe's looking pretty good on the Viper end.
You know, it's 6,500 gold lead. Some people would call that significant. I am one of those people.
Oh, you are?
Yeah. I would, I'd go as far as to say substantial.
I would go with big time winning.
Big time winning.
Big time winning on the red side of the rift.
Answer.
This might be some desperation gaming as Delight is going to just pass by and miss a Q. Zeka going to get out of there. That is a very, very abrupt flash. Not wanting to give any cease and desist mileage at all to Raptor, although he didn't actually have it off cooldown just yet.
When Morgana's not there, you got to play a lot more careful.
Yep, and remember, it is Nautilus and Vi as well, and we haven't really spoken about this yet, but targeted lockdown, certainly something that they have in spades, and that's why the Morgana value is kind of absurd.
Yeah. Not a fun time trying to get those off, but baiting the Black Shield out, fighting when Morgana isn't there.
Yep.
Both very viable solutions.
Or pick separate targets to use depth charge and cease and desist on.
Oh, yeah.
And then make Peanut choose between his friends. And then when he chooses one of them, you hope for infighting. He would choose Viper. But then maybe Zeka gets upset.
Zeka dies.
Like, why didn't you shield me?
And Peanut says, because you're not Viper.
Yeah.
And then Zeka goes, okay.
And then in theory, in B&K's mind, they're like, and then Zeka is going to be upset about that. But in reality, Zeka's probably like, oh, yeah, fair.
Zeka's like, I would have picked Viper too. Good choice.
Yeah. As Peanut's going to get engaged on. There's a seismic shove, and this is a way to mitigate the Black Shield. Not able to go golden just yet. And B&K, they get rid of the problem. And that is Peanut. Really nicely done. And that's another way to do it. It's either give him an impossible decision or just kill him before he can press the button.
It was a good solution. Great pick. Didn't give him a chance to play the game. The sad thing about it is what's the takeaway from it? They can't really do Baron. They got to push out some waves.
Well, they might look for Viper.
Oh, a little bit of damage.
There we go. I think it was risky, Henna moving up towards auto attack range of Viper. But he was courageous, and he did it. And even in the 2v1, I was still scared. So we're going to check this out once again. Really beautifully executed here by Raptor, and he needed a win in this game, to be honest.
Yep, and I mean, this is just a great way to use to do it by using the Fog of War, not giving any chance for Peanut to really block the CC. By the time the damage starts coming out, it's too late. And that's the thing, is that not only does Black Shield absorb a decent amount of damage, but if you're not able to flick them over the rocks, you're not able to knock them through them. The Talia is losing so much from a combo, so getting that in there was key. Yeah, why not? You have such a fast Baron.
Yeah, let's just go and do Baron. Raptor moving on in. They're looking for the turn, though, as we can see. There's the flash Q. Zeka comes on over. Duro is going to find the depth charge. I believe he did anyway. No, he didn't. Actually didn't press the button. Looked like he turned around and went for it.
Oh, Doran's there.
Yeah, Doran looking for the angle, finds the W. Doran already being taken down so incredibly low. Delight getting taken low himself, though. He will be going down. So a 1-for-1 in the end. Both of the supports lying on the ground. Doran also a little bit worse for wear, but does have teleport available as Void Seeker's flying on in. And B&K, I feel like they are finding more and more good angles in these fights.
Yeah, they keep looking for them, and even though that looked like a great flank from Doran, B&K FearX managed to find a matching engage, take out the light there.
Ow.
A little bit hesitant from looking more. Yeah, I mean, this does so much damage to this center. And here, Doran's on this great flank, but Quake kind of comes in, and on the back of this ult from Raptor, they just destroyed the light. So, decent way to make that an even trade in terms of kills.
Did this just happen?
Wow.
I guess that just happened.
You know, that might have happened when we're looking at the replay.
Yeah.
Or,
Well, that happened as well.
or we might have just blinked and missed it, you know?
Indeed. We just blinked and missed that one as well. That happened immediately afterwards.
Oh, is Raptor dead? Yeah, I guess I blinked again.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's on you, Orcs. You need to see on higher FPS, I think. Stop with this blinking.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're going to take the Baron now, and I was just saying that, B&K, they're finding some of these fights. Yes, the game's in trouble now.
Yeah, it's now a 6-0 Viper.
Yes. Do you know what? There have been a lot of Peanut POGs. There have been a few not Viper POGs, and I think maybe Viper has taken that personally.
Yeah, I remember the T1 series. Viper,
we wanted to give it to him every game, but we couldn't.
He was so consistently good, but he wasn't like he wasn't the one making the game-winning plays, and he said, "Okay, give me Kai'Sa, I'll do it."
Yep. Needs to get some of these numbers up.
And obviously, the takeaway from this is the light engaged, so that's a POG, not for Viper.
And he did do a very good job. He hit the Q that time.
Yeah, so I'm sorry, Viper. We'll just have to vote for someone else.
There is something severely satisfying, and yeah, I mean, the damage dealt numbers definitely satisfying themselves. But a fed Kai'Sa just pressing Q and a whole wave getting wiped out just feels good, man.
Oh, especially with the Shiv.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so OP.
Yeah, it feels so nice. Dopamine overpowered.
Something I don't think is talked about enough, but some champions feel good because of the gratification. You know? It's not all about how strong the champion is.
It's about how it feels to play, 100%. Yeah. I agree with you. I think Diana was that for me. It just felt great.
Mine is, you know when you finish off a turret with plates on it, the satchel,
that
you get
passive
like
just
my!
And
so like the noise of all the coins. Oh, Viper's caught.
Yeah, that rocket pretty good too. But Viper is going to get a big old shield. Got the black shield there as well. And now the Gnar goes in and just pops. Oh God, he just does too much damage. B&K thought they found a window. They did not. They found the end of their nexus. The flash forward. Doran's going all out indeed. It's a double, make it a triple for Zeka. They are done with this game. 26 minutes. And Hum Alive Esports will cruise towards match point in this best of 3.
Super strong performance, and Viper getting all those kills with the black shield to back him up. Just doesn't look balanced.
No, it really doesn't.
I feel like Peanut has just had this habit where we've seen other people, you know, we've seen people leaning towards the Lilies and Zyrus being very strong.
I mean, that was just such an incredible Morgana angle that he found.
The fact he just whips out the Morgana, and genuinely, I'm looking at it like, it's broken.
Yeah.
It's like, how are you supposed to play against that? It was such a fantastic angle for it. And yeah, just Peanut, great pick for him. Good performance, strong early. And then Viper just decided he wanted POG really badly and decided to pop off.
He did. I think that my vote probably still would go to Peanut. Probably, with how he carried the early game, but maybe not because of that just assassination sweep.
You know what?
And the fact that it was all about Viper setting up for these Barons. Maybe that's just it.
Is what it'll be, right? The Savants, so a couple of the Deskers, you know, maybe green Desk will be going towards Peanut. Triple media. Well, 2 medias for Viper. 1 media will
Delight for the setup.
Yeah, we'll go Delight.
VNcast, though, they are definitely going Viper because they love voting for 80 carries. Time for us to go to a short break, though, when we get back to the studio and that POG vote that we're all looking forward to.
빨리 업데이트까지도 하자.
나 불실 좀 봐줄래 이거.
아, 불실 줄게, 불실.
미드라인 들어가. 미드 터전 좋아. 천천히 볼래?
불실 없고.
땀하면 좋아, 땀하면 좋아. 나로플. 나 어그로 끌게. 바이 두고. 끝내자 이거.
맞춘 거 같은데? 노틸 못 보나?
노플이긴 해. 세라 노플이야. 나이스, 끝내자.
야, 불실을 주잖아.
살짝 떨리긴 했어. 그러니까.
그랩은 생각은 못 하긴 했어.
오케이, 나이스. 야, 미니언. 파스 좋다.
We'll see whether he can go back-to-back here so we get the solo POG interview, or whether it's B&K able to answer back, not falling into the trap of the Morgana gets picked just because it's good here angle.
You know, I'm actually going to say, if you're first picking Vi, and you're intending to pick up Nautilus as well, maybe you don't need a ban Zeri, but don't pick Vi in the same situation and let Peanut play Morg. That was definitely not okay. So I imagine a different first pick here.
It's going to be the Corki.
Pick. That is Corki, who isn't Vi.
That's true. I like that.
And now, do Honor Esports just go like Vi Talia and then
just say your move?
I mean, you're happy. You could definitely, but like if they just go, I mean, I feel like Peanut has so many things he can play, to be honest. He doesn't need to, but it would be very funny if they go Vi Talia and just beg Raptor to pick the Morgana.
Well, it's going to be the Gnar locked in first. Doran just not enjoying his experience in the first game.
Yeah, he thought, Clear, you look like you had a fun time playing that side of the matchup. I will do the same.
Well, there's a treat.
I say that assuming we're going to get a Cassante in the top lane, because it just kind of has been the thing today.
Yeah.
But we'll see. Otherwise, you know, jungle pick for B&K, Fearex. And they are going to need some AP in their composition, so do they just pick up an AP jungler now? Do you lean towards the bot lane for the AP?
Ooh,
like Brand coming out. Decent value into like Maokai and Gnar. You can obviously just bounce roll between them on the front line.
Certainly a good one. Seen Brand be so much more popular outside of the LCK. I was watching LEC last night and everyone's picking Brand. It's just Brand left, right, and center.
Oh, Gnar and a Cassante.
Uh-huh.
What a surprise.
Well, we just get the other side of the matchup opted into by the other side of the matchup as well. So that's a tidbit, I guess. Let's see what Zeka's going to be locking in here. They could lock away their entire top side if they would like to, or you could grab Braum for the like anti-brand value, I guess. They've already got Engage, as that is Lucian, and that is likely Zeka to be playing the Lucian.
Yeah, we've seen Chovy play it before. Wasn't hugely inspired in it, but you know, it's something you can play as an AD mid, which makes me think. So there's two choices here for B&K Fearex. You can ban the Nami just to eliminate the flex possibility.
Yep.
Or you can ban AP bot laners like maybe Ziggs, Kai'Sa. Maokai, teams have been happy with Maokai as enough AP, but maybe you're concerned about hybrid AP champs coming to the bot lane, so you trim them away. They're not interested. They're just going to ban away the Kalista. A lot of AD carry bans coming through overall.
Same as last time, right? There were so many in the previous game also.
Yeah, it was Leona banned here by Honor Life Esports, but they might want to go like Ziggs Leona themselves, so maybe they leave it open, maybe they take like Leona on 4, go for Ziggs on 5 or something like that. We'll see. Very
interesting that the center has actually been banned away here. Felt like they dealt with it pretty comfortably in the last game.
For sure. I guess maybe they just don't feel as comfortable with this comp. Also, the center Nord, I feel like the Nord was really hamstrung by the Morgana, which isn't in this game.
Yeah, true.
The Ziggs is banned. Heartbreaker.
Oh,
Ziggs fans out there.
So sorry, Ox.
Yeah, dozens of us.
Yeah.
I mean, you could just take the Kai'Sa again, if I'm being honest. I think based on the footage we have, Viper rather good at Kai'Sa.
Yeah, pretty okay at Kai'Sa. And in fact, they are considering locking
He's thinking, he's
down.
like, can I play it? Am I good enough?
Can I get away with this?
Yeah, I think I'm good enough to play Kai'Sa. I'm going to lock it in. Wow. Okay.
Wow.
Inspiring choice.
Extraordinarily surprising, out of control. Really just didn't understand. As we are, I guess, still theoretically flexing. Kai'Sa can be and has been used in mid in previous times. So it's that Nami could be coming in on 5. Could also be flexing Maokai to the bottom lane if they do pick something a little bit more crazy.
It's just Xayah on it. I was going to say, do we have something cool, like maybe like the MF, you know, coming out again? Nope, we get Xayah. Leona. Not terrible. Leona, good setup as well for a lot of the picks on BNK FearX. Now Honolife Esports, they already have, I mean, you're always pairing Kai'Sa with an engaged support. They already have the Maokai as well, though. And it looks like they're leaning towards the Rakan.
Huh. I like the Alistar.
You know what? Delight said, I can't play Rakan into Xayah. That's not lore accurate.
Yep.
I have to play something else, so he locks the Alistar.
I think it makes sense, and it also does put Alistar back up as his equal most played champion. Rel did overtake for one game, so really good to right the wrongs and place the cow in his true position at the top of his most played. Like to see it. This is it's a very different draft. It feels less checkmatey than we saw last time around from Honolife Esports. Less damage as well than what BNK are presenting here with the Corki brand.
I prefer BNK FearX's comp quite a bit, you know?
Yeah, I would agree.
Doran has pressure the top lane, sure, but you got the Corki mid. The brand gets so much value here. It's a very short-range comp into a brand. It's going to be so easy to spread your flames on everyone on the enemy team. Xayah is a lot safer. That whole, I'm going to jump on you and one-shot you that Viper did last game isn't nearly as viable into a Xayah. So I think they got a lot going for them.
Yeah, that person just got jump scared by themselves as well, which is kind of cool.
Don't tell me that's never happened to yourself, you know? You look in a mirror and you're like, ah!
Yeah, actually that happens quite often. Also happens to my cat quite often. I think he's just hasn't quite figured out mirrors just yet. Yeah, that's okay.
Working on it.
Yeah, he's only 13, you know, it's pretty young. As Honolife Esports going to be Zeka trying his Lucian. He's been playing this so much in solo queue for the last couple of months, to be honest. He's a big fan of it. So let's see whether it actually does work out as we get ready to hop onto the Rift. BNK, beautiful draft. Looking forward to seeing whether the brand is actually going to work out. As checking out some fan signs once again, and we are just ready to do it. Let's jump into the Rift for game number 2. All right, here we are, onto the Rift for game number 2.
Look, I'm going to be honest.
Yes, please do.
You know, we often get some flack sometimes, casters in general, for being biased. And I'm going to say I'm feeling very biased this game because someone's playing Corki and someone picked the Corgi skin.
I know, it's pretty good.
And I just, I'm sold. There it is.
Oh, and it's the pink one too.
Oh my God.
Just adorable. Look at that butt.
Look at that butt go.
Oh.
Okay,
perfect.
well.
Closer might... Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
It's going to be okay. There was a little bit of a... There's a cow in a tree situation there. And it's not Old MacDonald had a farm or anything like that. It was just a cow in a tree waiting in a brush. They're pretty dangerous. Zeka finding a fair bit of damage here with his piercing light.
Yeah, interesting. They just kind of didn't cover the jungle. Yeah.
Yeah. So Peanut is just... He's just on the blue side now.
Yeah. Well, I hope Raptor has a plan, but they've done the same thing. Well,
Raptor might have a plan, but he doesn't have a Raptor.
Yeah, and he's not going to get a Raptor on the other side because Zeka has priority again.
And they have vision again. They're just doing exactly the same thing again.
Yeah. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me?
Yeah.
Well, not me, it's not my fault.
Let's headbutt away there from Delight. Only has that one button, so no Pulverize to be available. As Dora into this brush once again.
Oh no, this is the worst part.
Oh god.
Oh, this is a good part though.
Yes, pretty good. As Delight getting lit on fire. Hannah, level 2 first. Delight still not quite there, and Raptor even over a ward. And Peanut with the long wraparound. Viper avoiding the feathers here as well. Look at this tree. Just wanders into the brush, gets the slowdown onto Hannah. They're able to wait for some cooldowns. There's the flash pulve. Headbutt back.
On the way.
Delight's going to guarantee it.
I think they might just push it in.
Yeah.
But
they could have frozen as well.
Oh.
Well, Raptor will get a Raptor, so there's your positive.
Yeah, well, things could be worse. You know, last game it was the Peanut crossed over to cover his own jungle. This game he's playing Maokai. He decides he will kill the bot lane, which it was actually going well. I was looking at bot and being like, you know, it's working out. Not so much anymore. Wow. Yeah, this is why T1 banned it.
Good at tree.
Oh no, Raptor, is he just execute? Do you have to just execute? Execute's not on the roster anymore. He's been subbed out, but you need to execute.
Yeah. Yeah, the, Raptors have also been taken as well, so he's not required, and he is just going to, yeah, that's the fear that the tree of the peanut inspires.
Yeah.
That's a weird sentence. If you were to say that sentence out of context, it would mean absolutely nothing.
I feel like so much of the stuff we say
Yeah, right?
just makes no sense to someone who doesn't know much about League of Legends and specifically esports and the LCK.
Yeah.
It was a great they knew, like, the flash.
He flashed to guarantee that even if there was a flash from
Yeah.
Henna, he would still just get knocked up.
Henna was trying to wait for the Maokai Q, but then Peanut was also waiting for the flash. It was just kind of a game of chicken where someone threw a cow in the mix.
Yeah. And they got trampled.
Oh, yes, they did.
And that's just how that one's going to go.
Zeka doing pretty well in this matchup.
Yeah, he has been zoning Closer for what feels like this entire time.
Yeah, but Closer does have a cute skin, so...
He does. So definitely better. Although this is my favorite Lucian skin, Project Lucian. I know it's pretty basic, you know, it's pretty old, but it's just a goodie.
Some of them are just classics, you know?
It's like Frosty Aurelia.
Yeah.
Pretty good. That one's been around for about forever.
Oh, you know what my favorite Yasuo skin is?
Which one?
High Noon.
Oh, really? I've never liked it.
Really?
Ever since, because that was his base skin, right? Like the first one on release.
Yeah.
Not base skin, but you know what I mean.
No, because I remember because they High Noon. The reason I love it is whenever you Q, it makes the gunshot noise, and the Control 3 where you do the little whistle thing.
Yeah.
Goes hard, and then they brought out Project Yasuo, and I bought it on release, and the Qs just weren't as satisfying as High Noon, so I went back immediately. You know, the Project ones are kind of like this, like weird, like shh, and then the High Noon's like. Pew.
But what about Angsty Yasuo? What about the one that's all like, yeah, the Nightbringer one that, yeah.
See, it's been a long time since I was 13.
Yeah.
So I'm just...
My Yasuo, I'm sorry, my Naruto run isn't quite good enough for me to actually play that skin.
Yeah.
Haven't tried to infiltrate Area 51 recently. Oh dear.
Some Zoomers are very angry with us right now.
That being said, I do play that skin every time if I am going to play Yasuo, but I'm just cosplaying, you know?
Yeah. Makes you feel young again.
It does. Sometimes you need that to feel alive. All right, Zeka is still having a good time here in this lane. You can see there's a lot of red-gold advantages, but they're not massive.
Yeah, and Closer just secured a cannon with a rocket, and I feel like it was one of those moments I thought we were going to get the zoom in from Jonah Strong on a missed cannon.
Yeah.
And we didn't.
He just didn't do him like that.
Well, he got the cannon, so...
He did nail it.
He's winning.
Well, Raptor is going to be trading some grubs for this Infernal Drake. Oh, Rocket actually going to be missed here as the answer is the culling. As Closer is going to be able to get himself out of the way. It is like oppressive. And you can see like this, I feel like Zeka's wanted to play this Lucian all season.
Yeah.
And he's finally found his angle.
But you know what's the thing is when Chovy played Lucian, and Chovy is obviously very good at mid lane, but it didn't feel this oppressive in the matchup.
No.
It just felt kind of like, okay, well, we were just kind of even in farm, and then we won because we're Gen G. But Zeka is actually really taking advantage of the matchup so far.
It's working. Speaking of working, Doran is going to hit his Mega Gnar form. He's trying to set up for some sort of gank for Peanut. You can see Clear playing very far back. That's a wallop. Max range. Finds the Gnar as well, but it's eaten with the WCC reduction. So Clear able to get himself out of there. Doran just using the rest of his Mega Gnar. Peanut going to take an opportunity to move into the jungle that is very barren right now. And of course, Brand just gets through things very, very quickly.
Yep, sets a high haste when it comes to farming these camps, especially the Faded Ashes now completed. So far, you know, Raptor, especially with that... Wait a minute.
What?
Oh yeah, with the Execute, sorry. Raptor definitely not setting as fast a pace as we've seen in previous games from some of the AP junglers like Peanuts Morgana.
Oh, Doran just kiting Clear around here quite nicely.
You know, I saw the 2 deaths on the scoreboard and the one on the top, and I was like, when did he die? And it was the Execute.
Yeah, the Execute.
I was like, did he die to a camp? No.
Oh, now is Viper going to die?
Delight,
or
Delight,
is
Delight.
Delight going to die? Immediately flashes, just gets the heck out of there.
And that's the reactions, you know.
Yeah.
Not.
Oh, and gets the rotation over.
Yeah,
now
I
that he
thought they
doesn't
maybe
have
would
flash. That
kill
was a
him
bit
then.
strange. Zeka is eating honey fruit, now moving down towards his bottom side, and I don't think they're going to be diving anytime soon.
Well, they tickled the Gromp a bit.
Yeah. Gromp just feeling noticed, you know, feeling seen. It's good. It's good for the Gromp. It's been a bit of an introspective day
Yeah,
today.
definitely has been.
Mainly for top laners.
But I do want to say,
yes,
no Chemtech Soul so far, and not this game either.
you have been paying attention,
Yeah.
and I'm impressed. I'm proud. Just want to say thank you.
You're very welcome.
No Suscha today. As that's a zoom though, and we're not going to do it to him. See, it's about positive vibes.
Yeah.
Even when things go wrong, it's about being nice.
Yep. I like, you see there, it's just cinematic work, the little hold when you see the control ward, like,
Yeah.
Raptor's been spotted. What does it mean?
We'll just have to
Raptor's been
find
spotted. Little zoom in.
He's been spotted, but he hasn't
spotted.
done the spotting.
Yeah, he doesn't know. He's unaware. We know. We're knowers. Everyone who's watching us as casters, we know.
And I think Peanut knows that he's also heading towards his Raptor camp now, because his name's Raptor. But
Yeah.
also, that's the only one that is up and available. So full information as to what's going on here.
You're saying it's because it's the only camp available, but we have to assume Raptor also would have just gone to it because he's a big fan of Raptors.
That's true, actually. If he needed to back, that's where he'd back from.
Duro.
Really?
You're a support.
Really?
You're a support. You gotta check that one.
It doesn't even... What?
How long has the ward been there? That's what I want to know.
We watched Peanut put it down about 5 minutes ago.
5 minutes ago?
I think so, something like that.
Okay, we should get confirmation. I want an exact time. I want to see how long it lasts. Okay.
Maybe we could leave it to the space, and they might just do highlight 1 is the lifespan of that ward.
Just like time lapse.
Yeah.
The ward.
Because I mean,
by.
Is there a highlight yet that we found? I wouldn't say so. The bottom lane play was kind of cool, but it's not really a highlight.
Maybe the highlight is just the first couple of seconds of close around at the base where you can see the Corgi wiggle its
yeah. That's actually very true.
Yeah, it's a good highlight.
Yeah, you could do that and have that picture-in-picture with the ward. That maybe is the greatest highlight that we've ever discovered. Is now we're going to teleport coming in. BNK not wanting to give this one up, as 6 grubs on the table for Hanwha. They do want to stick around here to try and take them. 5 now, the only opportunity that they have. The flash, Gnar onto 3! The culling comes through, it's the wombo combo! Killer Instinct into the backline as well from Viper! They do take down the Gnar, but I'd say he's done his job! As now Clear finding what he can, but I think that it's going to be chased down. The flash forward from Zeka, the flash forward from Viper, and there they go! Double kill for the Kai'Sa, and I hazard to say that this game is going to look pretty similar to what we saw in the previous one.
Just decimation. The angle there from Doran, you can see BNK FearX trying to avoid the Maokai ult, just got them corralled into the corner. And once again, Viper and Kai'Sa is fed. He just, he's consistent. But you see, Duro is trying to block the Maokai ult, but they're being flanked here, and Doran finds this great angle.
Oh, God. That was on 4 because it would have hit Clear.
Yeah. And Henner and Raptor both are just like, well, we don't want to get Maokai ulted. We don't get rooted. I think that probably would have gone better than what happened there. But it's a fantastic engage coming out from Honor Life Esports, and then Viper with the cleanup. Now going to be extremely fed, but going to be a lot harder to get POG in this game, I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, I'd still vote for him. It's acceptance of AD carries. That's next week, and this is the preview, okay? It's important. Still, it's been a great game all around, and Doran especially in that play, man. That is the upside of Doran. And I think also, like right now, I feel like Viper is in the position to be your favorite AD carry in the LCK. Because he's not only Viper, who's like really cool and stuff, but he's also using Jackie Love's skin.
Oh, yeah.
So that's pretty
Although,
ox.
to be fair,
yeah,
everyone uses it.
I know, it is just the best.
It is. I feel like there's some champions where, you get a lot of variety. We've discussed a lot about the Corki variety. There are some champions where you don't. There is one skin you use.
Yep.
Everyone just uses it.
It's Kai'Sa and it's Rumble.
Rumble in the jungle?
Super Galaxy is used every single time. And I would say Rumble in the jungle is objectively the best skin that Rumble has, and no one uses it except
what's
for
messed
Peanut.
up?
Except for Peanut.
Okay, Peanut's based. But
Yes, he is.
you know what's messed up? Is
What
when
is?
Rumble was being played.
In the jungle, and they didn't use it?
Yeah, that's... I can't abide.
I know, I was very upset, as now we've got a Nature's Wrath coming on through as clear.
Oh.
All right, Peanut does get the phase rush, but he's still going to get pulled back, and he is very dead. Tree's natural enemy is fire, unless it's the Mountain Ash, in which they use that to germinate new seeds, but they still have to die, and so that's what Peanut does. They're towards the bottom side.
Yep, some good germination going on there.
Yes, very much in the ground now, ready to sprout anew.
So if anything, that was a positive play for Online.
Yeah, there we go. Maybe that's what Maokai should do. He should just go to gray screen for a while and then just pop up again wherever he was.
Yeah, maybe you have like, they make saplings even stronger, but you have a limited pool.
Yeah, just try not to die in the enemy fountain. Otherwise, you're just going to have a bad time.
Yeah, little bit over ambitious. Viper not really able to put that much damage out because of the threat of the Cassante, and then the little flip in the stun. Raptor doesn't have any cooldowns though, and he doesn't want to ult, so he's kind of just auto-attacking his brand. Which is very funny, but does get the kill eventually. And Clear's like, well, I don't have to lane against Kai'Sa anymore. Now I lane against Lucian.
Yeah. Or, nah, I mean, there's not very many good times on the table, are there?
It's, all three lanes are just annoying, ranged AD carry champions, basically.
Yep.
Well, Nara is for like 80% of the time.
Yeah. And the other % of the time, he's just, you know, hitting you with things. As now Clear realizes that he's being ignored. Close are going to be able to answer, though, as we go 1-for-1 on turrets. First turret block going over to Humble Life Esports does extend that gold lead just a little bit, though.
It's so weird that was first tower. It felt like, you know, it's
I know.
one of those games where it feels like it's happened faster, you know?
It feels like mid-outer turret for B&K has been down this whole game with how much they've been playing in the enemy jungle.
Yeah.
But that's still pretty healthy, as we can see. It's going to be second Drake going down, though. There is that Chemtech and another Ocean Soul.
Okay.
Going to come on through. That's fine. It's not feeling like a phenomenal Ocean game today.
Very humid.
True.
Has been the last few days. You know, I've been bringing my umbrella to work the past few days, and it just didn't rain. And it just felt disappointing.
Yeah.
I have this cute umbrella with penguins on it, so when
You
it rains...
do love that umbrella.
When it rains, it looks
I've never
like penguins are
actually...
swimming.
So you know how there's people that, like, they bring an umbrella. I don't see anyone really care that much about whether they lose their umbrella. I feel like umbrellas are the most lost item ever.
Yeah.
But you love that umbrella.
I love that umbrella.
So incredibly much.
I nearly lost it one time. I left it in the
I know,
car.
I remember. And you were distraught.
Beside myself.
Indeed. Zekrom versus Clear seems to be the matchup that they have just opted into on either side. The dash in is an interesting one. As where
people coming. Oh, he's losing health.
Yeah, and there's the Nature's Grasp. He mitigates the CC. Does hold on to Zeka for a moment, but I don't know whether he's going to be able to do enough here. Zeka goes down relatively low, but that is just 2 required to take down the Cassante. In the meantime, B&K, I mean, it took a while to kill Clear there, so they have been able to move themselves towards his bottom lane. Lots of pings going out. Doran does have a decent Narbar, but I don't think he's going to be able to save this inner turret. And so that is a big trade up here for B&K, if that's all that's going to happen. Outer turret in mid lane, though, and top lane outer as well.
Yeah, doesn't feel good for the side of B&K FairX, losing out on both of those. Raptor picks up Skull, and actually TP flank coming in from Closer.
All right.
I think Zeka should be
He has
dead.
not so much health. There's now Killer Instinct onto Raptor in this mid lane. The flash after him. Raptor will die there, but can Hannah get one back? He can. 800 gold. The big one goes through Zeka as he's making his way back home. Essence Reaver now complete.
That could have been a huge swing around if they'd also gotten that kill for Closer. It's still a big pick. The kill going over to Henna, the massive shutdown on Viper, very valuable. Viper trying to go for that assassination again, and it actually does...
Oh! Whoa! There's the flash forward. They do manage to get the Solar Flare out and the Feather Storm. Azeka comes on over. I hear you need an AD carry. I've got another one, even though the original is in the Death Chamber. And Zeka's going to be able to help lock that one down. 1-0 on 3 here.
Of 80 carries.
Yeah. I mean, Doran, like you said, 80% of the time, he is one.
Yep.
As he gets some levels, in fact.
Yeah, so we'll get a replay. Viper trying to find that angle onto Raptor, and it seems like decent because he's trapped in the minion waves. But he actually flashes forward, takes the stun, does cleanse it, does get the kill, but Henna there to clean up, and that, oh man, milliseconds away.
I'm glad that we got the replay, because actually a pivotal moment there as well. Delight also holding the Pulverize until after the Feather Storm is really nice. The knock-up cleanse was an odd one.
Sometimes you just want to press your buttons, you know?
Yeah.
You have a button you can press, you're like, I'm going to press it. Oh, it made no difference.
Yeah.
Just got to try your hardest.
And trying your hardest is the most important thing. But you don't need to try to press the cleanse at that point.
Yeah.
That is unnecessary. That's fine. Unless he was lit on fire. Might have been trying to mitigate ignite damage or something like that.
I think that was one of those scenarios where you were just kind of dead.
Yeah.
You know, kind of very dead.
It might have been like, I feel like I owe them my cleanse for this play.
Yeah.
And so you
like
press
a
it.
tribute.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh, guys, good gang.
Yeah, good gang. Well done.
You've earned this.
Uh-huh.
Some people do that with their flashes, definitely.
Yep, I feel like it happens quite a lot. It's not a good thing, though. We would not recommend it.
Absolutely not.
No, don't take this for advocation.
Also, you know what's the funniest thing about this game?
What?
It's the fact that, like, we've talked so much about, like, these AP junglers being these, like, speed clearers, and, like, Brand is a great example. And Peanut's just a comfortable 20 CS ahead.
I mean, he is an AP jungler. He's built the Andres first, right? Like,
yeah, but it's, you know...
I know, it is pretty funny.
It's pretty...
He's getting towards his Warmogs as well. He's going to start to become tanky after this. It is going to be the core items completed for Raptor, though. I think if they do, like... Life Esports needs to be very careful about getting overly ambitious and saying we can 5v5. Because I think that Raptor probably still kills them all.
Yeah, I mean, you can play for picks 100% as Life Esports. But like a big AoE combo from Brand, they could very easily lose a fight on the back of that.
And I watched the LEC all last night. Congratulations to G2 and Fnatic. But that was it. It was people walking into Brand and Brand doing 12 trillion damage.
Only 12 trillion?
Yeah.
You only have one item or something?
Yeah, it was pretty early in the game.
Oh, okay, fair, yeah.
But like it would be like the conga line of just Brand destruction. And so we're hoping that that isn't what's going to happen here. And it's not Brand destruction. It's not like, you know, G2 and Fnatic were doing anything untoward or anything like that. Their brands were fine. It's the Brand in the game was just doing all the damage.
Right.
Just needed to be clear.
Yeah, just need to make sure everyone knows.
Yeah.
Ocean Dragons, kind of worthless, individual Ocean Dragons, but obviously working up towards that soul.
Yep. Working up towards that Elder.
Absolutely.
There you go.
And now BNK Fearx trying to contest some of the vision around Baron, but feeling a bit hesitant. Raptor has been spotted walking into that brush. I don't think anything's really going to come from it.
Yeah, Lucian's splitting on the bot side as well. Does have teleport.
And I think it's one of those weird dynamics where BNK Fearx really want Life Esports to run at them, and they've decided the best way to get that is to start the Baron.
Well, Henna is dead.
Not sure it's working so well.
Well, Ingo's oh, he went for the snipe. Gets the Feather Storm in trade for his ultimate and a Void Seeker.
Yeah, so the theory I can understand. We want them to run into us so we can use our Xayah and our Brand to kill them all. The execution, Xayah tanking the Baron, not so hot.
No, she didn't tank the Baron. She just tanked 2 Void Seekers.
Well, that doesn't help really either.
There was actually no Baron damage taken.
Well,
so now...
Maybe do tank the Baron and let the Baron tank the Void Seekers.
Well, it's about Raptor getting into this pit, and he's not going to. Viper going to instantly cleanse the Solar Flare. This big one comes down. There's the flash! And he catches the other flash as well, as Duro's in so much trouble. He's just going to explode. Decent snare does come on through, is now clear, doing his very best to tank this one up. The health bars are getting low. We're fighting into a Brand. Be careful, Life Esports. As Doran, he's going to flash. Viper is taking matters into his own hands, maybe a bit too far, as he even manages to find the counter kill. But now Closer has an opportunity. Still 1-for-1. And man, Viper is just, he is beelining for Valhalla this game.
He's feeling it. He's feeling it this game. Goes aggressive there, manages to get the trade. And it's just frustrating for BNK Fearx that with so many low health bars, they still end up losing out massively on the play. The Baron goes over to Life Esports and they trade up and kills.
Yeah. And I don't even fault Viper for going for that, as this was BNK having the idea to go and do the Baron, and Life Esports saying, that's a great idea. This flash, amazing, catching Duro out as well. Delight having a great one.
I'm not sure what happened with Doran's ult there, but Raptor gets so much value here Unfortunately, doesn't get the final bounce on a Zeka, but then stuns Peanut, gets this AoE, and everyone's just burning down. But they utilize the walk strategy and just walk away. Viper, though, finds this angle on Hannah. Hannah face-checking. The ward comes down, but a bit too late, and Closer does not get a chance to block the Void Seeker.
That was pretty ridiculous that Hannah even got caught by that Void Seeker, as now Zeka is going to have some friends turn up towards the bottom side. But looks like Duro and Raptor not wanting to go too far into the darkness. Fog of War is pretty scary. There are Ents in the trees. As oh dear.
Again.
Yeah.
You see one hit and you're just expecting to see Viper flying in.
I have to check the cooldown of his ulti every single time. And of course, it is back up again. Pretty short as Nature's Grasp to confirm the red buff. And we've seen a lot of teams actually playing around, stealing away red buffs from the entire enemy team post 20 minutes. It's been very, very popular and has actually worked out very well. As all right, there's another Pulverize to come in as Delight just guarantees that the turret does go down. Doesn't push any further than that. Yeah.
Easy pick up there. And now Doran applying the pressure.
All right, there's a Gnar ulti onto Clear, taking some hyper procs as well. My goodness. Yeah, it's another inner turret. There's only one more of those remaining. We have a 7,500 gold lead. This is feeling like another shellacken here for Humble Life Esports.
Raptor going to try and move up here and defend this tower, but Minion Wave will die, so it'll survive. Humble Life Esports just so far ahead now, 7,500 gold, and picking up these jungle camps, and likely going to take this tier 2 tower top. I'm not sure there's anything BNK Fearx can actually do about it.
And Hannah keeps tanking these Void Seekers. Half the cooldown left on the Featherstorm, so he has to stay pretty far back. There's the Pulverize onto Duro. He goes way further forward than he wanted to. Viper's going to lock that one down. There goes the Brand. And he's just trying to keep his distance, and he's doing so beautifully. Supercharger to chase down. There's the triple. Make it a quadra. Give him the pentakill. You know you need to. As Hannah is looking to try and run this one off. He doesn't have the killer instinct. If he did, obviously, they would be going for it. And Viper still has an inner turret to kill, so it's only a quadra. 11-2-0 for Viper's Kai'Sa in this game. It might be back-to-back on the POGs here for the man who was just feeling it today.
Yeah, but doesn't manage to secure that penta. I'm sure he's a little bit upset about that one, but he has been on fire on this Kai'Sa pick. And, you know, Kai'Sa's a pick that's obviously shown up in the meta, but it's not the forefront. It's not one of the major picks
we don't see main character Kai'Sa that much anymore.
Yeah, for sure.
Until, like, today.
Until today, and Viper really putting on a clinic on this pick and just so aggressive, completely taking over games.
Duro is still trying to escort them. Viper will now just go home. But we'll check this out once again.
Yeah, and you see Raptor start to get some damage on Delight. So they go for the CC chain, they get the passive proc. But Viper hits a Void Seeker on a Raptor, and with the culling, goes in for the execute. And Clear here just isn't able to find a good angle to even ult. Gets blown up. Closer then to follow with the CC.
Oh, if that Void Seeker had have landed, I think Hannah probably dies.
Yeah.
Zeka looking for Soul Point here. Not exactly a huge talking point because it's a 10,000 gold lead and this game may not have too much more time in it. First inhibitor has already been taken, as mentioned before. And yeah, he has a 4,000 gold lead for Viper just by himself.
Yeah, rather a lot. You know, and I feel like this series has kind of been showing the Kai'Sa, like what the Kai'Sa can do, but also Zeka's Lucian just really, yeah, kind of highlighting something we even in the performances we've seen in the LCK, even from Chovy, hasn't looked nearly as good as Zeka's performance today in terms of lane domination.
Yeah, I feel like the Lucian looks like you understand why it's been picked this time around. I think when Chovy picked it, it just went sort of even in lane, and you're like, oh, it doesn't really feel like I don't understand quite why this was picked here, and things like that. Just wanting to have an 80 carry, I guess, was what we went for there. But what we saw with the way that Zeka played this was, oh no, you can just dominate. And then they play side lanes, and they play it well. Life Esports really looking like a cut above BNK in this series, though. That's the main bit of information that I think that we're getting. As now we're going for the pincer maneuver. Peanut getting himself out of the way. Delight into the break. Killer Instinct right into the back line. And Viper, he of course had the arm guard available. Another Void Seeker going to connect onto Henry. Slowed down Featherstorm. Going to have to be used, and he lands yet another one. They're underneath this inhibitor turret with no minions to speak of, because I think they just want to head towards Nexus turrets and go home for a little bit of an early night. As there goes Closer. He's going to try and Valkyrie away. The use of these health bars is gorgeous. Life Esports will be able to clear up these turrets, take down the Nexus, and close out the week with a clean 2-0.
I know Viper in some of the behind-the-scenes content was asking, what does an AD carry have to do to get POG? That.
Yeah,
That'll do it.
He must have got decent feedback after asking that question.
Pick Kai'Sa.
Yeah.
And do this. And yeah, I mean, he's definitely capable.
Yeah.
Hell of a performance, honestly. And the thing is, being KFRX, I think this draft was a lot better than the Game 1 draft, honestly, for them.
Yep.
But it just didn't matter. And when it came to execution, it felt like Life Esports have leveled up. Their early loss in the season to D+ was a bit of a hit to the confidence. They're looking fine form now.
Yeah, I would agree. And I think we need to go back to the fact that Life Esports took a bit of an extended break as well over the mid-season. Go for that mental reset, maybe not put as many scrim hours in as early as some of our other teams, so we're caught unawares in like the first week or so. Yeah. That's not going to stop them from getting towards the playoffs and being a real contender here, because we know these names, we know what they're capable of, and they just demonstrated it to us here today in this match. And it's just, I get more and more excited as the season goes on when I see these teams that were just playing sort of second fiddle to the T1s and the Gen Gs of the LCK. If we are a 4-team region by the end of the year, I'm going to be so incredibly happy, and I think we're getting there.
I have some great news.
What's that?
So there's a tournament at the end of the year. 4 teams from the LCK will go.
Oh, man!
So for a 4-team region.
I thought it was only 3 teams that go. Did we qualify an extra team for some reason?
We actually did.
Oh, who was that?
Oh, well, it was a previous tournament that gave us an extra slot.
Ah, that's so cool. Yeah. All right. Well, it's even more relevant to be a 4-team region.
Yeah, I mean, it's just very coincidental you picked 4. Like, you could have gone for 3 or 5.
I know.
But it fits well. And yeah, I mean, this fight was the big one that really cemented the lead. That ult from Doran was massive. Very quiet game otherwise from Doran. Otherwise, might have been in contention for POG. But that was a sick play. But outside of that, it was just a Viper show, if I'm going to be honest.
I mean, it was. I think that there could be a left or right media vote for Delight, if you want like the true savant vote.
Or probably a right media.
Yeah.
Then.
I mean, it should be back-to-back Vipers, because he was just on another level today as Doran. Yeah, he tried to do the same play again.
Who are the outliers? I'm thinking probably like 10 out of 12 Viper. Right, we have right media going for Delight. Who's the other one?
VN Cast goes for Zeka.
Okay, why not?
Like someone said, just choose the AD carry, and they're like, all right, there's the Lucian. Lock it in.
Viper doing a bit too much AP damage for the liking.
Yeah, exactly. It's like he's pretty much a mage.
Yeah, got to get those right clicks in.
Yeah. Viper's spacing, by the way, in this fight, absolutely amazing. Also, as Clear comes at him.
His timing on the ult Ws as well.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like you can play Kai'Sa at a pretty good level and look competent, but I just feel like he's showing so much his absolute mastery of the champ.
He's certainly put the reps in on this one. It's been his one of his favorites for quite some time, is Delight finding that pulverize onto so many, and they're kind of toying with them. The amount of control of these team fights that Life Esports have has been pretty impressive. Really does put into stark contrast our series previous to this, where we saw DRX really struggling to have that level of coordination, and then we see Life Esports with control of a game, just absolute mastery in these 5v5s.
And, you know, it just felt like as there was like a point you looked at in the game, you're like, okay, at that point it's over, but it just feels like they ramp up so well and really drive the pace forwards. Just a very enjoyable team to watch.
Yeah. 27k on the damage numbers there, but a very respectable 25 for Zeka as well. This 2-threat composition working out beautifully for Life Esports.
I'm surprised he kept so close in damage, honestly. When you looked at the team fights, it looked like Viper was doing millions of damage, but, you know,
I watched a little bit of Zeker in the last fight, and he was dashing around doing a lot of damage as well. Wasn't quite able to do as many of the last hits and stuff like that, but the Lucian got some work done.
Maybe the Vietnamese cast is justified.
Maybe based. You never know, because I think we would have both voted for Viper, and you actually had a vote, and you probably voted for Viper. See whether there's any other people who voted for Viper over at the space. Dagon, take it away.
Thank you very much, guys. This is Sierra for the POG interview translation, joined by Viper on the side of Hanwha Life Esports, who just secured their third consecutive win by defeating BNK FearX. Congratulations! Thank you. So with today's victory, Hanwha has risen to the sole position of second place. How do you feel? Yeah, we won with a 2-0 victory, which is a great thing. And this is your first summer interview, Viper. And we heard you saying, just what does an AD carry have to do to get POG? And you finally made it. You must have been so disappointed all along. Yeah, no, I wasn't really too concerned about it, but in the last match when I didn't get my POG, I think I was a little disappointed. So how sweet is this first and solo POG today? You know, maybe a little regretful, but I think I did a good job picking the right champion. So are you going to show us more Kai'Sa plays from now on? I'm not too sure how good the champion is, actually. But I think today, we just ended up playing so well. I think it just turned out really good today. So in both games 1 and 2, the enemy target banned AD carry champions, and your choice was Kai'Sa. So what was the bot drafting process like? Yeah, it was a lot of AD carry bans in the beginning, and I was contemplating on which pick that I should go with, and I just went with what I am confident with. Yeah, surely. We were able to see your peak Kai'Sa play that we've been seeing since the Griffin days. So what do you think Kai'Sa is? What do you think of Kai'Sa is in the current meta? I think as long as she's able to evolve, she gets a little big of a spike, but I don't know. It's getting to that point, and that's actually pretty difficult. So in game 1, at the Herald timing, we got a Kai'Sa highlight. So let's take a look at this replay. So I remember you got a triple kill. How did you find this angle? So I noticed that Senna was isolated from her team, so I just went ahead and started the fight. I think it was a really good opening to opening up a team fight, and we were able to close that up. And so we saw Peanuts Morgana and Maokai, as well as Zeka's mid Lucian, which was the first in the LCK. So against the BNK FearX, what process was there to prep for the drafting? What did you guys talk about? We're considering jungle bans. And it felt like the enemy actually left open a lot of options for us. So we were trying to puzzle the pieces together to create the best comp that we can. And I think both games 1 and 2 had a little bit of a different vibe in the end. So yeah, all the AD carry target bans were almost meaningless with how insane your KDA and damage was, and you got such a high praise from all the casters all across with your destructive gameplay. So what are your thoughts on your current form? To be honest, today went really well for me. I don't think I played any different particularly, but I feel like I can do even better. So, just like I mentioned, all the casters were just shouting your name. So, do you want to say anything to, especially Captain Jack, who has been screaming your name? Well, thank you so much. You know, Even before when you were a player, I've always been watching you, and I do watch your streams as well, so I'm so grateful. Thank you. And Hanwha Life Esports, who is a strong contender for the title, you guys will be heading into the round 2 next week. So which team are you most cautious of? I believe I would say T1 is someone that I'm most cautious of, we're actually facing them pretty soon. And I know that Gen.G is a very strong team, so I believe that Gen.G is someone that we should be very wary of as well. And as your last match of round 1, you will face Kwangdong Freaks. What is your resolution? I believe we will be able to win without dropping a game, and I really want to give you guys and show you guys what a gap is. And that's the end of the interview from Viper, and back to the space. Thank you.